What's up, Facebook Live, Instagram Live? Nice to see you all. Hopefully, you're having an amazing morning, day, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from in the world. Today, we are on day number 51 of our 100-day personal performance and business growth challenge. Now, on this day, the topic is self-talk. And it can either make or break the momentum that is going on in your life. So let's start off by saying, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know 3 things you're grateful for. If you would, throw them in the comment section. Love to see where y'all are coming from all the time. Kristen, nice to see you. A family member of mine. I'm going to click the wave button, wave back. And so real quick, self-talk is really important. And self-talk is nothing more than what you're saying to yourself again and again and again in your own head. Now, I've talked to people who are just getting started. They're just getting started. They're just starting the move. They're just gaining momentum. And a lot of times their self-talk, meaning what they're saying to themselves constantly, is, I don't know if I have what it takes. I don't know if this is going to work out. I feel like I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough this. And it's just constant chatter in their own mind of how it might not work out in their favor. So that's number one. Number two is the opposite. People who it is working. Like, they've raised $100 million for their startup. They have an incredible team. They've been in business for 50 years. And they've got this little chatter going on in the back of their head that says, was it luck? Is it going to last? I don't know. And people can call this self-doubt. People can call this negative self-talk. People can tell us whatever you want to call it. The truth is, it happens to just about all of us. And what we want to think of is a simple solution for this. And so the simple solution, and first off, in the comments real quick, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever gone to start something and all of a sudden had a lot of doubt and a lot of uncertainty, a lot of chatter in your head of, is it going to work? I don't know. What if I'm not talented enough? What if I don't, what if it fails? Have you ever had any of this? Second, have you ever been in a position where things were really working? Meaning they're doing incredibly well. You're doing better than you've ever done before. And all of a sudden, you get all these thoughts of, do I have what it takes? Did I just get lucky? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Let's see. Alan says, yeah, heaps, loads before. So many times, yes. Second guessing all the time. So this happens. So this is a really simple little thing I've learned. If you imagine, so we're going to throw up something here. If you imagine there's this much space in your mind, this little cylinder here, there's this much space in your mind. If you only have this much of the space filled, that means you're leaving all this extra space up here open for any kind of thought to come in. It could be a positive thought. It could be a negative thought. For some people, it could be like, wow, look, there's a plane flying. It'd be any thought. But the key is you're leaving space open, which means that space could be filled with anything. And so what I've learned is, if you don't want to have that space filled with any random thought, positive or negative, we want to choose to fill this space with the information, thoughts, or feelings that we do want to have here. So the very first thing for today is, number one, identify what are the consistent and predominant thoughts that you would like to fill this space. Meaning, what are the predominant and consistent thoughts you want to fill this space? Number two, what are the consistent and dominant emotions you want to fill this space with? And if you just look at those two things to keep this simple and say, if you have kind of open space that you wake up with every morning, and let's say you go and do some meditation. So if you wake up and you go do some meditation, and all of a sudden you clear your mind. So you've emptied the space and all the all the space is emptied, and we found a moment of stillness, and you've completely emptied out the whole cylinder. And so you just, boom, it's completely clear. There's nothing there. Now, for some people, that is the ultimate nirvana. Can I get to a space where there's no thoughts that exist? Now, that's awesome and beautiful. But if there's a lot of open space, it can be incredibly beautiful. It can be incredibly freeing. It can be incredibly blissful. The challenge is for those people who are not really good at clearing their mind and keeping it clear. Now, you can do that through meditation. You can do that through chanting. You can do that through doing a Vipassana retreat and learning how to be in silence for significant periods of time. There's lots of ways you can get to that space. People are asking, what was the question? Does it always have to be filled? Meaning, what if it's overwhelming? Now, I'll show you how to handle overwhelm in just a second. Isn't filling your mind escaping from creative thought or availability for spiritual guidance? Not at all. And again, there's different ways you can do this. You can do completely empty space. Now, if you're really good, and real quick, in the comments, how many of you are good at clearing your mind and having zero thoughts for like 3 days at a time? So just real quick in the comments, anyone out there who's good at clearing their mind and having zero thoughts for like 3 days in a row? And I'm not seeing any comments here, so I don't think anyone listening is actually good. Oh no, thumbs down I'm getting. Nope. So there you go. If no one here has practiced clearing their mind and having zero thoughts for 3 days at a time, you're going to need another way. Now, what's good is, can you get to a place? Someone said, I wish. Can you get to a place where you have no thoughts for 3 days? Of course you can. Go on a Vipassana retreat, learn how to meditate, go in deep meditation, learn chanting and prayer and all kinds of stuff. Like, you can get to that place. It's beautiful. And it's a very blissful place to be. It's just, for most people and most places right now in history, that is extremely hard to do with so much going on. Therefore, you might be able to clear your mind and for like 20 minutes or a couple hours have no thoughts, and it's just blissful. But then after a while, you got to go to work, you got to go to school, you got to deal with your family, you got to deal with your friends, everything's going on. This space starts to fill up. Now, for most of us, as this space kind of fills up with stuff, it's not necessarily filling up with the things we want. It's just filling up with everything that has to show up in our life. So all of a sudden, like, some family stuff comes in, and then some friend stuff comes in, and then some business stuff comes in, and then like personal stuff comes in, and then all kinds of other stuff comes in. And at some point, someone said, this shit gets overwhelming because you got like all kinds of stuff going all over the place in here. And that's a mess. So my thought is, I always say, if you take this space and you do the meditation, you clear it out, there's nothing there. What thoughts and what emotions do you want to purposefully fill this space with, so that with repetition, you can repetitively fill it again and again and again and again and again and again, until literally the entire space is completely filled with what you do want to be thinking about and what you do want to be feeling. And all of a sudden, bingo, there's no room for any of the doubt, uncertainty, negative thoughts, or things that were limiting you or slowing you down before. And so I do this regularly. Personally, I like reading aloud my 20-year vision for my life, and I'll say it again and again and again and again and again until it takes up all the space. And now the only thing I'm thinking about is what I'm excited about for the next 20 years for myself, my wife, my team, our family, and everyone we love to achieve and experience. And I'm blissed out and pumped about that. For other people, they want to experience gratitude. So you just repetitively say, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? And fill it all the way up. And so my challenge is, I'd like you to take the next 10 minutes, go on a walk. And for the entire walk, I want you to repetitively repeat either A, what you're grateful for, or B, what you're excited about, and say it again and again and again and again and again and again until it feels like you fill every single square inch of your mind, and then see what happens. For the most part, you're going to feel like there's no space for anything else to exist. which is a very beautiful, beautiful place to get to. And my hallucination is when you can get to the place where there's no space for anything else to exist, all of a sudden you're going to feel really good. Your mind's going to be laser focused on what you absolutely want, and you're going to be lit up with energy and excitement to go make it happen. So give it a try. Have fun with this. Tag someone who needs to hear this. And I will see you all tomorrow for day number 452 of our 100-day personal performance and business growth challenge. Have fun with this. Kick some butt, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Click that one.